Man is the only animal who prefers lies and ideology to truth. I was just listening to Matt Forney and Zarius on Right On Radio discussing the Brock Turner rape case, although he was never accused of raping anybody. Now, this is something I covered a few months ago, and they go into much greater depth. I'd rather not focus on the details of this case. You should go listen to their podcast, because it's very insightful, very good conversation between the two of them. But what struck me, as I was listening to them, the thought that kept cropping up into my head, was that man prefers ideology to truth. See, part of the significance of what led up to this young man and this young lady doing unspeakable acts behind a dumpster, part of what led up to this was this 22-year-old girl pre-gaming and then her own mother dropping her off at a frat party to drink more. Her own mother delivering a drunk, horny young woman to a party full of drunk, horny young men. What could possibly go wrong there? And this young woman, whom we aren't allowed to know who she is, this young woman who has been taught all of her life, from television, from school teachers, from sex ed, from feminist professors, that casual sex is empowering. That waiting until marriage, practicing chastity, even the loose form of chastity that our parents practiced, that is somehow succumbing to abuse, to patriarchy, that it's wrong, that it's evil. This young woman who goes out and has casual sex, she's done this many times before. And there have been ups and downs with it. There have been many broken hearts in her past. There have been other times where she met somebody and she just felt used afterwards. But this time, and I don't even think that it's because of the dumpster or anything. I think it's because she got caught. You know, those two other students rolled up and Brock ran away. And suddenly the police were there. And here she's drunk with her panties around her knees and people see her. And the whole shame and embarrassment of the whole thing just explodes. And so she now says, well, if I feel bad from having casual sex, I must have been raped. It is absolutely amazing how people won't believe their own lying eyes. They won't believe their actual experiences. This woman, time and time again, has had casual sex and regretted it afterwards. Even good men that engage in this casual pickup culture, during the night they're Prince Charming, and in the morning they turn into a toad. Even decent men, even relatively upstanding men, alcohol and excitement and loud music will fuel the romance for one evening, and in the morning, there's a tinge of disgust. Not love, but hatred, abuse. This woman has experienced it time and time again. Women all over Western civilization, you know, as Forney and Zarius pointed out, Like, although this is not rape, nothing that's happening on campuses is rape. And yet these women feel bad for all this casual sex, as they should, as is natural. But rather than question their ideology, rather than question what they've been taught, the beliefs they've been taught are virtuous to hold, rather than observe the fact that reality does not match their ideology, they double down on their ideology. You see this everywhere. You see this throughout our culture. You see socialists. Socialists, they want to believe that we can have free money for everybody. And every single time socialism is tried, every single time, it all goes to hell. And yet they want to try it one more time. The woman that goes and has casual sex wants to go have casual sex one more time. You have I don't know really what to call these people, the transhumanists. You know, they want to imagine some sort of technological utopia where we have beautiful feminine traps and we create babies through artificial wombs, completely ignoring the fact that we effectively already have that. You can go hire a woman to gestate a baby for you. And nobody's doing that. You can go adopt. And nobody's doing that. This idiotic fantasy of these ubermensch, polyamorous couples, of whatever, that we can have whatever we want. We can live in any way we want, and the rest of the world will be just fine. And you point out to these people the dropping birth rates. The fact that dropping birth rates means that there's no future for our people. And they will hem, and they will haw, and they will find excuses, they'll find rationalizations, they will go to the ends of the earth. They will write a 10,000-word essay about how possibly in this utopia we could do this, and then we would have babies with the artificial wombs or whatever, or we could have communal daycare centers, and when we already have most of that and it's not working. Libertarians who they say they want the end goal of a freer society. And when you point out to them that societies with a great deal of freedom tend to be religious societies, where the people themselves are moral and religious, where you don't need a security state because people don't commit crime, because people handle things at the lowest level, because people recognize that social relationship, it is a web. And what one person does affects every other strand on that web. And that they hold themselves, their family, their friends, and their neighbors up to a high moral standard. See, libertarians reject that. They want personal autonomy. And they want a free society, even though this radical autonomy that they're seeking after will inevitably result in more crime, more bad behavior, more broken relationships, more destructive relationships, more addictions. They want their ideology, and it does not matter how many times the universe says, "You're wrong, it doesn't work this way." There are consequences for this behavior. Instead of admitting the consequences and finding a pattern of behavior which is correct, they come up with rationalizations and justifications for their ideology. Man is not a rational animal. Man is a rationalizing animal. And you know that writer, that Bruce Charlton, somebody commented on his blog that there are only two religions with varying theologies behind each one: the religion of God and the religion of man. That's it. Those who worship man will endlessly rationalize and try and deconstruct the universe to prove that it fits their pie-in-the-sky dream. While those who worship God, by whatever name they call him, whether they say Jehovah, or they say the laws of strategy, the higher laws of strategy, doesn't matter what they call them, those that seek out a true understanding of reality, acknowledging reality for what it is, those who open up their eyes and have eyes to see, those are the ones that reject ideology, that drop it like the garbage, like the chains of slavery that it actually is. So do not be a rationalizing animal, people. Dig down, drop the dead weight, and be a rational human being. Thank you for listening. Deus Volt. Take care of yourselves. This is Aurini out.